What's going on, YouTube? This is Mixtape. I got another video for you guys. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new. Leave a like on the video and leave a comment down below and let me know what you guys are thinking on it. So right now I'm going to be talking about the Miami Heat, what I think that they're going to be able to do, and how their off season as well as their free agency just went. So first of all, as we all know, they just had the trade deadline yesterday around 2 p.m. Central Time, and the Heat was able to get a good trade for Oladipo. I believe they traded Avery Bradley and Kelly Olynyk, and I believe a second-round pick to get Oladipo. For Houston, it was good because it was said that Oladipo didn't want to stay there for the long term, so they got something for him. But, I mean, if you really think about the whole situation as far as Houston went, they really did bad by this James Harden trade. They traded him for essentially Oladipo, who didn't want to stay, and now they got, two role players who 9 times out of 10 they're going to end up, buying them out. And they just got a pick or two from it. Whereas they could have possibly traded him to Philly and maybe gotten a Ben Simmons or maybe a Tobias Harris along with a Ben Simmons. They could have traded him like they did to the Nets and maybe gotten a Karis LeVert and Dinwiddie, even though that they're hurt, and with Jared Allen. You never know. But to me, I feel like Houston didn't do right. But that's enough on them. This is about the Heat. Getting somebody like Victor Oladipo is going to be extremely beneficial for them. What I mean by that is Oladipo is going to be a guy that in certain situations they can put at the point. At certain situations, they're going to be able to put him at the 2. And it's another ball handler. They still have Goran Dragic. They just have so many pieces with them, and I think that Oladipo is going to be able to fit just in. But a question that I would ask is, and let me know in the comments, what do you guys think? Oladipo is definitely, more of a star than Avery Bradley was, but at the same point, they had just signed Avery Bradley, and maybe he wasn't producing to the expectations that they thought, or something, because I see Avery Bradley and Oladipo very similar players, except you could say Oladipo is a little bit better offensively, and Oladipo had made all-star games, whereas Avery Bradley didn't. So they got better with that trade, and they had let go of Myers Leonard before, and as well as who they just traded, Olynyk. I hear that they're in the market for LaMarcus Aldridge, so they have a very interesting team. I seriously think that I would not be surprised if they made it back to the finals. People slept on them last year, and you can say that the East was weak, and it still is weak, I believe, compared to the West. But a team like this, where they have so many different bodies, so much depth, so many different ways to play offense, including if they get a LaMarcus Aldridge, I mean, it's going to be tough to play against a team like this. Whether they decide to put Oladipo starting or coming off the bench, if they go in healthy, they're going to be tough. You could have a starting court of Dragic, Oladipo, Butler, Bam, and I don't know who they would put at the 4. I don't think they would put LaMarcus Aldridge at the 4. I think he'd be better off the bench. And you go to the bench, you still have Hero and Duncan Robinson. Oh, they have Precious, their their pick from the draft, who's pretty good. Um, they have so many different outlooks. They have guys that can hustle to the ball. Um, they have guys that can create offense. They don't have a superstar, but they have a great team with them, and I think overall they can be amazing. I'm not saying that they can necessarily just sweep anybody like they almost did Milwaukee, but they're definitely going to be a tough team to play. If they play the Nets, they have so many different ways to play defense as well as score back on them. And I don't know, I'm just not the biggest believer in the Nets. I think they're a great team, but I don't know. I feel like they need a little bit better role players to really make it happen. I mean, that's a lot of pressure to put on 3 stars to carry you for 16 plus games in the playoffs, where they're gonna at least have 1 or 2 stars on the court the whole time. So I don't know. It's very interesting to see, and this is something where you sit back and you say, Spoelstra, if he does again sign LaMarcus Aldridge, he's given the Heat a chance. Honestly, to me, a better chance than they had last year, being that they made it to the finals when they wasn't expected to. Again, Philly, if Embiid comes back healthy, they're going to be tough. Who else would you want to look at? The Nets, they're going to be tough. Milwaukee coming back, they, in my opinion, has gotten a little bit better. So I can't just necessarily say that they're going to be the best of the best. But what I can tell you is that they're going to compete. And as they compete, they're going to be tough to play against. And I wouldn't be surprised if they made it to a second round or past. I mean, I don't know who's all in the playoffs right now. I believe Charlotte, Philly, Brooklyn, Miami, that's 4. Milwaukee, that's 5. I believe Atlanta's a playoff team, that's 6. And 2 other teams, depending on who they play, I believe Boston probably is 1. So that's 7. And it's Toronto maybe. I don't know. They just traded a few good players for really nothing, so they may be out of it too. I don't know. This trade deadline was very interesting to see. And I think, honestly, if you talk about a team that got a lot better, you can't not say the Heat, because I don't know. I believe Oladipo just wasn't playing that great because he didn't want to be in Houston. So you remove him out of a situation where he didn't want to be, he wasn't comfortable. They tried to give him a contract extension and that didn't work. And so you put him somewhere where he is comfortable and he gets to control things, make plays, play defense, play hard just like a Butler. And I think that connection is going to be great. Will they be able to re-sign them? I don't know. I was hearing he wanted close to a max. I don't know what type of money they have. I know Jimmy is getting his money, as well as Adebayo just got a check. So we'll be able to see later on, will that work. But I would definitely be cautious on a team like Miami. They're a team, again, I relate them so similar to the Clippers because, in my eyes, the Clippers and the Heat, even possibly you could say the Bucks, are the teams that are going to probably play the best defense and can sneak up and beat somebody. I mean, the Bucks having Giannis and Drew Holiday, they have a lot of defense on their side too. But you know what Miami did last year. They played against Boston, and Boston's not doing that great. They played against Boston, and that gave them a run for their money. Ended up beating them. And Jimmy played pretty well in the finals. He played the best he could. To me, was very surprising how they was beating up on Giannis's Bucks. And, man, I don't know. I just feel like they've gotten better. And if they were to sign a LaMarcus Aldridge, they will be in business. So, again, let me know what you guys think on that. Let me know if I'm crazy. Let me know if I'm too high on the Heat. Let me know if you guys think that they can possibly get to the first, second, third. Give me a prediction. Let me know what you guys are thinking. And as well as with this play-in tournament and injuries, with injuries right now, if it was, to go in just as is, man, without Durant, I don't know if the Nets could beat a team like Miami or Philly because of them not having Durant. Harden is playing phenomenal, but let's not act like he hasn't done this before. It's not like he hasn't performed like this before. He goes into the playoffs every year, and you can say Chris Paul got hurt, and I give you that. You can say, Russell Westbrook wasn't the best teammate to have for playoffs, and that did show. But, man, I don't know. He's playing phenomenal. I like his role. He's doing his thing this year, but I just personally have to see it. I'm not calling him fake or he's not ready by any means. But I will tell you that I do have faith that if Durant doesn't make it, I don't see them going to the finals. If Embiid doesn't make it, I don't see Philly going far. And a team like Miami would thrive again by having such a strong team and a good coaching system and playing tough defense and hustling that they could go. What this video is about really is to tell you, don't sleep on Miami. They're making good moves. It's not the sexiest moves. It's not the most eye-popping moves, but it is the moves that will get you in the dance. It will get you to make moves in the playoffs. And you can't ask for much more than that. All you want to do is be able to make your way and see how things fall. Let the chips fall where they may. So I'm hyped on them. Again, I'm not a fan, but I am hyped to see how they do. I'm very interested to see how this buyout market goes. Let me know if you guys want to see a video on that. I do plan on talking about, who the Lakers possibly will get in the buyout market and how that may fit. And, we'll go from there. So, again, if you like the video, comment down below. Let me know something. Your opinion. Subscribe to the channel. And this is Mixtape, and I'm out. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Peace out, y'all.